And when HSN approached me and said, let's do some collections together, I wanted to really make sure that my story and my fingerprints were all over these collections. I didn't want a very loud message. It's quite a subtle message.
Fields of green and gold.
Thank you for joining us on HSN. I'm Kathy Wolf. I am so delighted to have India Hicks joining us here today. I've been with her since the beginning of her collection, but my all-time favorite happens to be the cotton and linen sheets. So they saved them for me. We're going to do special pricing on those as well. And we actually have one of the brightest colors actually on there, so we're going to go right on into
just as we start, just as the camera came on, I was going, wow, it's very bright in here.
Very bright and very pink. So that's also an evolution for India as well. She's an incredible designer, but also her father, David Hicks. So she grew up in the family. Your godfather is Prince Charles, but I think one of the most impressive things is also your grandfather actually gave India their independence in 1947.
Right. That's so nice. So many people nowadays forget that fact about why I'm called India, and I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was, for me, that was one of the most
funnily
impressive
enough,
things.
when I was growing up and I was called India, it was kind of tough, and you just kept saying, oh, God, and everybody made the jokes, because then it was very unusual to have a different name. Now, of course, when I meet another Indian, and they say they're called India, I go, and what's your reason? So I like to think I have a good reason for that name.
I was just going to say, I'm sure most of their reasons are probably not the same way. What we have for you, though, right now are cotton and linen sheets. This is that exclusive. I've stayed on cotton and linen sheets one time in my life, one time. And it was in a five-star hotel in London, and it was absolutely lovely. Once you sleep on these, you will never go back. I adore linen. I would wear linen, and then I love to just wash it and launder it and just put it right on my body. Well, this is every single night. It's exactly what you're going to be able to do. So let me share with you the colors. This has never been offered under $100, and we have them for you today. So the gorgeous colors that we have, you'll see that this beautiful, rich, this is our taupe. So we have the taupe color right here. We have the light gray, and it's like that softest, pretty light dove gray. This reminds me of your pink sand beaches. So that's the light pink, and that's that beautiful, soft pink sand beaches. Then we also have our lavender. Isn't that pretty and feminine? We also have the coral, which is probably the brightest of all of them. And then we have our denim blue and, oh, so classic. I wish my grandmother were alive to this day. I would buy her the sheet set every time, which is the white. So we do have the white and we have the coral. And the coral is like the color on the inside of the conch shell, which is why you graduated into some of the colors.
Well, the coral is definitely a very bohemian color, but whenever I go into my design meetings here at HSN, I try to shy away from the color because I'm so not a color person. So I go a muted color palette with a splash of color. But I know the HSN audience, they love color. So gradually, I've got bolder and bolder, and now we're here really with some bright colors. But my view is always to tone it down with some white. You don't need to go all out for that bright color all the time.
And this happens to look absolutely beautiful with the brand new bedding that we have. This was saved just for our show. This price will not be repeated. The 4 flex pay will not be repeated. It's $24.99. Gray, white, denim, taupe, that beautiful lavender, that light pink, and the coral. The light pink and the coral together are exquisite. We also have all sizes available for you, starting with the size full all the way up through the California King, and the exact same price. The beauty of these sheets, if you've never owned them, they get better and better and better and better with time.
That's right.
If I have a pair of linen pants that are my favorite, and they're strong and they're wonderful, and seriously, I throw them in the dryer, I pull them right out of the dryer and put them on my body. I don't press them, I don't do anything. That's the way that I like them. And for me, it was like around that 4th or 5th wash that I was just like, oh, I may never take these off. They're so good. But this is what your body slips into every night. It's such a different feeling of luxury, too.
I think it is. I mean, I was blessed and lucky enough to grow up in the English countryside, and my mother always had linen sheets, which really are memories of my childhood, of Oxfordshire, of England, of the good side of a really proper British heritage. And so I thought, you know, let's bring linen sheets to HSN, because I know HSN hadn't been doing those previously, and we did very well with these, so it is important that we kept them in the collection. They are different to cotton, and it's so hard for the audience to understand that just seeing it on the screen. I encourage you to take the plunge and to buy them and see. It's so easy to return them, but they really do feel different, and I see you stroking it. That's so nice. That's what we're meant to be doing.
Yes.
You want to touch these sheets, guys.
It is, and it is different. So the very first night that you sleep on it, I fell in love. So
Good.
for me, it was an easy decision to make, but it is different from sleeping on other sheets that we've traditionally had. And they just get softer and softer and softer and softer. Because my first thought was, oh, if I buy linen sheets, am I going to have to press them? And that's not going to happen. So let's just be honest about that. But they're lovely. You don't need to press them. They really are incredible. I just pull them right out of the dryer. You put them right in the bed. They feel wonderful. So let's remind you of the color choices that we have too. We can
Look,
also
I'm grabbing the
pull
basket.
these up here. There you go.
I'm
and we can
grabbing
even
the
put
basket.
it across here just to show you the difference and how you can still get some of the same looks, but do it in such a nice, fine, easy way. We do have the bold color. Spring is coming up, and it's nice to have that bright
No, I
color.
always reach for the white.
Yes.
The white is always the go-to sheet. And this is deceiving because we've got the coral underneath. So I want them to understand that this is the white. It's a very bright white, sharp, crisp white that you're seeing
That's
there.
the only thing my grandmother would ever sleep on.
Yeah, white.
Always.
There we
yes.
go. And again, we talk about the fact
Her
that
English heritage, last name Cooper.
There we
Okay.
go. Well, we always talk about the fact that my collections are storytelling collections, and I'm a storytelling brand because I've had many different chapters to my life, and I like to bring a little bit of the romance of those stories into these collections. And on our terrace in the evening in the Bahamas, we're blessed to be able to have this night blooming jasmine, and you have the blanket of stars above, and you have a warm tropical evening, and we're able to eat outside on the terrace, and we smell that night blooming jasmine, and it's this very, very white flower, and I think that's exactly the white that we're getting there. Again, people laugh at me and say, what do you mean white? White is white, but if you're a designer, white is not white. There are many different types of white.
There's bright up to perfect white,
Yes.
and that's the shade. This is
night blooming jasmine white.
night blooming jasmine
There
white. Let me see the shell pink. I think we
love
just
that.
call it light pink, but this is one of my favorite colors that India does.
And as you
it's
said,
so cosmetically friendly. Like you seriously, you wake up and
What
you
does that
look
mean?
better. It means against your
Cosmetically
skin,
friendly?
because when we're in bed,
Whatever
right, we
it
don't
is.
have any makeup on, but it gives our skin this really pretty
whatever
soft
it is,
glow.
I want it.
This is the color.
I want cosmetically friendly.
Well,
Full
if you
stop.
want it for $30 off, you better call right now, because this is the only chance that we do have to offer that for you. So that is that pretty soft. The beach where India lives is a pink sand beach. It's the only pink sand beach in the world, and it's incredible. Here you can see walking out there on the
Yes.
beach, but when you see it in the Bahamas, it will take your breath
And
away.
it really is pink sand, and people always say, I mean, they can't believe that it's pink sand, and it is. And it's some very complicated process where there's a crustacean that lives on the bottom of the ocean, and he lives on the reefs, and then he gently falls off, and he's ground through time by the waves, and the sand really does become pink, and that's exactly the color that we've got there.
Gorgeous. And then the lilac that we have, which we actually call lavender, and
it's tough. It's very
beautiful.
tough showing this on this bed with all these other colors, because take this away. I think we should show this here.
Okay.
Because I think if we put this down here, you really get to see how beautiful it is against this neutral beige. Because I would encourage people to have that with a very neutral back.
And you also have some very pretty 400 thread count cotton sheets too. There's
do.
also a very pretty plum that looks gorgeous.
Look
paired
how nice
back
that is. Now
with
you can
that
really see
oh,
what
look at
colour
that.
that is.
Oh, now you can see. You're right.
Yeah,
you can
see?
really see it.
We can't have it up here. And in fact, it looks
And then here's our
lovely
two
with the
neutrals.
chocolate too. Yes.
Well, actually, they're almost all neutrals
There
with
we
the
go.
exception of the coral. And then
I
look at
love
that
that,
taupe. Isn't that gorgeous? It has a nice, rich warmth to it. It has some depth to it.
And then our
the
dove
soft
grey. You see, even all of those colours, I want to make a little frame there of them. They're so nice. And again, you're really feeling the texture here and the touch. You can see, if you get close in, you can really see the texture of that linen. And it is, as you say, such a different feel. I mean, I associate it with a really good night's sleep in a wonderful, luxurious hotel. Thank goodness I've been able to get occasionally a good night's sleep in a luxurious hotel.
If you know somebody who's getting married, instead of getting them just sheets, getting them these sheets will be the most incredible. And they don't have this on their wedding list. I don't know if we even had, we don't have a price comparison. I don't even know where you could buy them. What do you pay for a linen shirt? Now imagine, this is all done beautiful, soft, gorgeous cotton and linen combination in your entire sheet set. In a California king size, to even purchase the fabric could be difficult to get that for this kind of a price. We're offering you the entire set of sheets, beautifully done, very elegant, but it's the way that you sleep on it. White is already sold out. So many of you have that very English tradition and staying with that. The next color that I would recommend, there are actually two. One of them would be the gray, and then the light pink would be the other one that I would tell you of the two colors. The colors of these together
It's so,
or the combination,
so pretty. And
the
again,
light gray and the pink.
Funnily enough, look how lovely it is with our Grove garden there, which we're going to be seeing later. But it does work well, that. Really well.
Look at the two colors together.
Love that.
Aren't they pretty? And as you notice how we just changed the mood.
We changed the mood. We're so brilliant.
Yes, there you go.
We're so brilliant. Just by putting these pillowcases in, we together changed the mood.
Isn't it pretty? It's soft, it's pretty, it's feminine. We have not offered these all day long. They have never been offered at this price before, and we're doing them with 4 flexible payments, $24.99. We also have buy more and save with all of our bedding and all of our pieces in our home category. So if you're buying the sheets and then you're buying the gorgeous bedding and you're buying the beautiful quilts that we have, that's actually going to save you a nice amount of money. And we have brand new quilts that we have not offered before, experiencing those for the first time today. But I like the idea of $24.99, getting these home and finding out what they are all about. This is the sheet that is supreme luxury. This is 5-star, finest of the finest.
I think you're allowed to say that. I sound like I'm boasting if I say that, but I have to say I am very passionate about that.
We don't offer anything else at all.
Well, I am passionate about it, and one of the things that I said when I came to HSN in the first place, and I said I wanted to do bedding, and I said I wanted to do a luxury bedding, and of course you have a very good selection of bedding here already, and I said I wasn't going to compromise. I wanted to do 100% cotton, and we were able to do that. I didn't compromise that at all, and then we went on to linen, and we've really been able to achieve that again, that real feeling of luxury.
And these actually look very nice in combination with your 400 thread count sheets too. So you can buy what you know and you love, and we have a special price on those sheets too. They're like $59.95. We have some pretty new paisleys that I think are gorgeous, and some nice combinations. Like the shell pink would be very pretty with the paisley one with a little soft pink. That combination, and then just keeping with a nice traditional gorgeous white would be so beautiful. The coral that is in here, if you need to add a little bit of color into your home, or how about if you think of that traditional English bedroom and then you have like white Battenberg lace and then put the denim blue. Add just that little pop of color. Do something different. Maybe for springtime, maybe you like the coral. Or summertime.
Is a good family name for me there.
Yes, it is.
There we go. So it all comes back. But again, one of the things that we did with these colours, and I want to mention this now, is that we really tried to have these look like they've been hung on the line and dried by the sunshine. So the way we live in the Bahamas, and I washed up on this little tiny island 19 years ago, my God, and fell in love with a man and an island and a way of life, and we raised 5 children, and we have far too many pets and animals everywhere. So it's certainly not a precious life. It's a very active, wild, crazy life. So these collections are definitely not a precious life. Look at the lazy ducks, and there I was bicycling him along, and there's our tortoise. There's a little bit of island life right there, Bay Street. There's a coconut. There are some birds.
Look at your ducks and running.
Chasing them. So that is island life. Well, hopefully that brings to mind very much the collections that we're doing today. So the colours here really are as though they've been dried by the sunshine. And again, it's this very natural way of life. And the fact that these are linen, but do not be afraid to wash them. Put them in the washing machine, just as you were describing about your trousers.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Or if you want, you can hang them out on the line and let the garden and everything kind of envelop you. I'm going to tell you, the first time you do this, do it on a weekend. Do it on your Friday night, make the bed, crawl into bed. So you have no plans the next Saturday morning. I want you to wake up in the morning and just luxuriate and stay in these sheets. And I can just feel it's like instantly it takes you on that vacation. For me, it takes me away to that tropical island in the Bahamas, or it takes you away to that beautiful high-end 5-star hotel.
Look, I just keep
that I stayed in. All the different colors that are in here,
I just want to keep fiddling.
We sold out of the white. We do still have that beautiful taupe. The taupe and then the lavender. Isn't that nice together? And then the same thing also with this beautiful shell pink. And that light pink is just gorgeous. I know I keep calling it shell pink, but it's either I'm going to say that or I'm going to call it pink sand beaches. Because they are the most beautiful beaches in the whole entire world. So if you ever get down to the Bahamas, go check out the pink sand beaches.
And again, back here, look how nice.
And then that denim is such a nice color too. Also great for a lot of the guys. If you want something that's...
And it's funny, we talk about unisex quite a lot. Again, I'm very aware that...
You're very good at unisex, by the way. Really good.
We're standing in a very pink set, so let's forget that for now.
But over there is good.
But I have just launched a new business, and in that I've done a whole creation of different fragrances that, again, tell different chapters of my life. And one of the fragrances that we did was a very unisex unisex fragrance, so that when you've got that sitting in your bathroom, you don't want the men in your life to be put off. It's the same thing with the sheets. I have so many different personalities in my home, everything from the 18-year-old teenager all the way down to the little tomboy girl at the end. We use the word girl loosely where she's concerned because she's got 4 older brothers.
I was going to say, you have 5 children, and it's all boys, and then
one
little girl
at the end.
She'll be great. I had 2 older brothers.
God.
It's wonderful. I love it.
Anyway, so understand. There they are. Look at the motley crew right there. As soon as I see that, I feel exhausted and I want to get into this bed and go to sleep for a while. But you have to think about all those personalities in the house. So I don't want to always just have a pink collection. I want to have something that's got different personalities for the different people in your homes. Well, so the way you're doing that right now is exactly right. And in fact, if we took that away,
yeah, it's actually more of like that island living.
It's lovely. I love that.
Coastal. You think of Nantucket, you think of going to the islands. This is a cotton and linen combination. So it's 70% cotton and 30% of the linen. The combination of the two together is just delightful. But I will also promise you this, it gets better and better and better with every single wash, because it does have a little bit of texture to it. But when you get it, it's just, they become your all-time favorites. If you know linen, but don't think of linen in the, I got to press it and it's got to be perfect.